Merry December and happy Steam sales season! Last month we started the series showcasing fun and interesting indie games that are already out, so if you beat all of them or are simply itching to add another slew of games to your wish list, well, 'tis the season. Also, if you stick around until the end, we have a game recommendation by you. Yes, you. Well, one of you at least. Probably not you watching, actually it could be you watching this. Anyways, roll the graphic. Throwback horror is definitely having a resurgence, and Sorry We're Closed is further proof of that. In this survival horror game, you make your way through London, blending fixed third-person camera angles with first-person combat, all while trying to escape the curse of a lovelorn demon. Everything about this game oozes style, from its neon color scheme to its soundtrack and to the fact that you use your third eye in combat and exploration. If you're longing for a Resident Evil throwback with more rave culture influences, seriously, everyone is super well dressed in this game. Sorry We're Closed is out now on PC.
Back and forth, hey, back and forth, hey, yeah.
Have you ever thought to yourself, what if somebody made a video game inside a video game and it was actually fun? Well, if you have, then you're in luck, because Is This Game Trying to Kill Me is not only a puzzle game within a survival horror game, it's also a great example of how thinking outside the box, or in this case a computer monitor, can create an experience that's both challenging and fun. The game's puzzles take a bit of creative problem solving to tackle, and thanks to its stylish PS1 throwback visuals and funny writing, this game is definitely worth keeping on your radar. It does beg the question though, is this game actually trying to kill me? Well, find out yourself, because it's out now on PC.
As gods clash, this fleeting balance between light and darkness.
A turn-based 4X strategy game with watercolor-esque visuals and the same composer as Final Fantasy Tactics? This definitely seems like it'll have to be something for most indie gamers to latch onto. Songs of Silence is a beautiful epic fantasy game about conquering a lush and diverse map full of enemy armies you can take on with the aid of cards that unleash battle-changing powers. You can charge into battles alone, alongside a friend, or turn that friend into an enemy for a new challenge. Songs of Silence is available now on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox.
May your hymn echo across the worlds.
Everybody agrees that a rooftop party is chill, and as a chill rooftop guy myself, you know I'm telling the truth. But can a rooftop party be chill when you're forced to live on said rooftop because the world is flooded and the rooftops are the only safe spaces? If I Am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survival is any indication, then yes. This has all the survival game staples without the stress. You fish, scavenge, build, garden, and manipulate robots to do your work for you. Pull the wiring out of a TV and build an air conditioner. I Am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survival is available now on Steam. Okay, so what if you want to build a community with gardens and infrastructure, but this time have it set on an island in the past? Then Sen Goku Dynasty may be worth a look. This game has a lot of these survival crafting genre staples, but with katanas. In between parrying and sword combos, you'll create a community filled with farms, villagers, and crafting, all in service of growing your dynasty. If your dynasty is built upon collaboration, well then feel free to invite a friend along for the ride with online co-op. 1.0 just launched, so jump into it on PS5, Xbox Series, or PC and start making a name for yourself in feudal Japan. But do that after this video is over.
Remember, only through sacrifice you can forge a legacy and build a dynasty that stands the test of time.
While the idea of trying to find your way out of a subterranean alien world may sound horrifying, Techtronica is anything but. You're tasked with uncovering the mystery of a world by building complex machinery that looks as if Dr. Seuss was the engineer. The good thing is that there are enough conveyor belts, processing plants, and terraforming opportunities to keep you busy throughout the end of the year. Find yourself in a beautiful bioluminescent world and destroy it in the name of efficiency. Techtronica is available now on Steam, PS5, and Game Pass.
The Freelands are vast and shrouded in mystery.
In Mirthwood, you flee a war-torn land where you have to fight a ton of bandits and scary creatures. So out of the frying pan and into the mythical fire. Am I right? Of course I am. No need to answer that one. This looks like a fun throwback RPG with a reactive open world with some good old-fashioned homesteading. Go out, slay some bad guys and werewolves, and bring the loot back to your new medieval friends, all while leaving a trail of dead bodies all along the way. Fun! Mirthwood is now out on PC.
But remember, if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss gazes also into you.
In Fruitbus, you travel around an open world collecting various ingredients in order to create the perfect menu for a ton of adorable animal followers.
To be the owner of your very own Fruitbus.
Your truck is fully customizable, so build a clean, minimalist interior, or more likely create an overstuffed kitchen that'll be a serious OSHA violation. You do you. Regardless, it's time to launch your food truck business and make people wait 2 hours to try a fusion of 15 different cuisines in Fruitbus, which is now out on PC. One time I ordered sushi nachos from a food truck and it was just Doritos with spicy tuna on top of it. It was terrible. So make something better than that in this game.
Well, if that isn't freedom, then I don't know.
Fruitbus!
91% of species in the ocean have yet to be classified. I mean, that's pretty wild when you think about it, and I really hope that fact haunts you for the rest of the year. Ecosystem lets you unleash even more unclassified monstrosities into the sea with randomized DNA. 91%! You get to play God by watching them die from poor design, or they survive and breed for thousands of years and utterly dominate the waters. There's a lot of data available for you to use in order to make sense of why your blob with 7 fins, all facing different directions and 1 eye, was killed by a 12-foot snake with fangs. But I just want to watch these mistakes try to survive. Ecosystem and its horrors are available now on PC. Seriously, 91%. Sometimes a game nails a name so thoroughly, you can't help but click on it. Trash Goblin is indeed one of those games. You play as a goblin who loves trash in this adorable hand-drawn looking world with a cast of characters ranging from walking mushrooms to lizards to, you guessed it, goblins. You love trash so much you dig through it to find hidden treasures that you then clean up and sell to trusting community members. As the old saying goes, one man's trash is another goblin's treasure. If you're a fan of Power Wash Simulator, like I am, and Moonlighter, like I am, but want something a little bit more dumpster diving, then you'll probably dig this one. Trash Goblin is out now on PC. A Lovecraftian deck-building roguelite? I mean, that's the game right there. Video over. Menace from the Deep's art style is appropriately noir-inspired and depicts a world filled with secret societies, monsters, and mysteries. If any of that sounds remotely appealing to you, I think you may have found your game. Menace from the Deep is out now on PC.
We've awakened forces we were never meant to touch.
If you thought simply making a meal with your significant other and Overcooked was a perfect way to end a relationship, what if that meal was a train? You know, those things that society relies upon to function properly, unless you live in LA County. In Unrailed 2, Back on Track, you and up to 3 friends join together to build a track for a train that's already in motion. These games are always a lot of fun to see which friend of yours hits their breaking point first, and there's no better time to do this than the holidays. Please try to play this with family and let us know how that goes. Maybe next year we'll be trying to build a plane that's already in flight. Unrailed 2, Back on Track is out now on the personal computer. Pizza is surprisingly a lightning rod in the food world. Don't believe me? Go to any New York pizzeria and say, well, this is a good pizza, but I preferred if the sauce was on top and it was 4 inches thick. Yeah, so someone from Chicago totally wrote this part. Regardless of where you land on that timeless battle, in Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe, you can test out your disgusting pizza combinations for characters that look like they were pulled straight out of Homestar Runner. After you get through each day of work feeding these customers, you can unwind with some minigames. Jump in and force an all-out brawl over the merits of Hawaiian pizza in Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe, out now on PC. I actually like pineapple on pizza, so yeah. Up next is another indie starring a guy named Indiana Jones? Please forgive me, it's a stupid joke. Alright, moving on. Mind Over Magnet is a puzzle platformer from the mind of Mark Brown, who you may know better as this guy.
Hi. I'm Mark Brown, and this is Game Maker's Toolkit.
A soft-spoken British gaming journalist, analyst, consultant, critically acclaimed YouTuber, and now a game designer. Everything I want to be when I grow up. In Mind Over Magnet, you explore what seems to be a magnet factory, as you swiftly solve a series of on-screen puzzle chambers involving things like switches, conveyor belts, giant drill bits, force fields, and of course, magnets. You know, typical magnet factory stuff. It's a short and sweet experience that scratches an itch and lasts about 2 hours, which is fine. A 2-hour movie is more expensive and you actually have to leave the house for that. If snackable puzzles are your bag of chips, then it's definitely worth a look. But what makes Mind Over Magnet especially noteworthy was its development process. On top of being a Patreon-driven one-man team, Mark Brown developed the whole game with the explicit intent of sharing the process as a case study via his YouTube channel. And this is the real game. He starts with no technical know-how, some loose ideas, and an audience of curious viewers and playtesters. From there, he spends the next 3 years fumbling forward, learning software, iterating, playtesting, and refining all while producing and releasing new episodes of his show about this increasingly difficult exercise, where he shares every twist, turn, and occasional tragedy. Kind of like a reality show when you think about it.
It takes a lot. Making this game, releasing this game, was hard.
He gets in way over his head, and the experience of watching that in-depth process, learning alongside him, and then playing the final product yourself and watching his post-mortem is something unique that few, if any, developers have done before. For that reason, Mind Over Magnet is worth at least some attention and squeaks on this month's list. And finally, we have a very solid recommendation from a viewer of last month's indie video, @GameCozy. They recommend 9 Souls. There has been a lot of chatter about this game at the IGN office, so we're happy to add it to our list of indie games to check out. This stars what appears to be a cat in a Sekiro-inspired 2D Metrovania in a world inspired by Eastern fantasy. The combat looks punishing, the world is beautifully rendered, and the story seems ripe to get lost in. We've heard a lot of good things about this game, and it seems @GameCozy totally agrees with that. 9 Souls is out now on everything. And that about does it for our top indie games out now to dive into for December. We hope that at least one of these games carries you through the coldest months and the warmest of holiday gatherings. Did we miss anything? What games should we check out in January? Let us know. And for everything else indie games and gaming, keep it here at IGN. 91%.